Hello and welcome back to the Carl Jackson Show. I am joined now by my guest, Sean Carney. He's the president of 40 Days for Life, and he's here to talk about RFK Jr. RFK Jr. was obviously on the Hill earlier this week, trying to shore up his support for Republican congressmen or senators, on the Hill as he is nominated to be the head of HHS. Also, you have the Republican Party with Speaker Mike Johnson at the helm that have basically signed on to this omnibus bill. It doesn't look like it's going well. He's going to give us his take on that as well. So, Sean, it's been quite a while, but welcome back to the Carl Jackson Show.
It's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so yeah, absolutely, man. So RFK Jr., head of HHS, give us your take right off the bat.
Right off the bat, I don't have a problem with it. Look, pro-lifers have been very disappointed year after year, election after election with pro-life Republicans who got in there and just didn't do anything. And in comes Donald Trump. Many pro-lifers were very skeptical of him. I wasn't. I did an event for Trump in 2015 before he announced. I was definitely an early Trumper. I bought in. I believed him. I got to meet him and spend a lot of time with him. So that definitely influenced it because I felt like, I could ask him real questions and get real answers.
Sure.
And he obviously was the most pro-life president ever. And so the idea that we have a Kennedy who's not really a Kennedy, he's a Kennedy who has abandoned his family for righteous reasons and his political party for righteous reasons. And he has sworn that he will follow the pro-life Trump agenda. So I had early concerns about RFK. We've been in contact with some of his people. I think he believes the right things. I think he's saying the right things. 40 Days for Life is made up of a movement of converts, of people who supported abortion. We have people who worked in the abortion industry who work for us. So we definitely give everybody, a chance and a voice. And I think that he has come a long way on abortion. And I think RFK would uphold Trump's pro-life agenda, and I have no issue saying that.
Okay, so let me ask you, what were your concerns about him before? Because honestly, Sean, a lot of people are going to be watching this and they're going to say, wow, I'm surprised that the president of 40 Days for Life, given RFK Jr.'s pass, and quite frankly, I support the pick as well. I just want to make that clear. And obviously, RFK Jr. has had a sordid past. But I look at it just as Sean said. I believe that he will go in if he is confirmed, and he will basically do Trump's bidding. And then I also think it's up to us, we the people, to make sure that we light up those phones if they don't. But what were your concerns, Sean?
Yeah, well, number one, I would be surprised to hear me saying that also a year ago too. So I agree with your viewers. I'm an Irish Catholic. The Irish Catholics, and I've shared this with the Kennedy folks. You're raised to either love the Kennedys or hate the Kennedys, and my family definitely was not Kennedy fans. And so, I think one of the things that I came around on is, number one, I like the pick that he is not. What the Democrats did to him is shameful. Throughout the primary. But I like that he is not a typical pick. I'm tired of bureaucrats. He's not a bureaucrat. And I'm also tired of people that aren't willing to listen to the other side. And Donald Trump, he was pro-choice most of his life. And, Trump doesn't listen to everybody, but he listened to the pro-life movement. He listened to, Leonard Leo and his recommendations for the Supreme Court justice nominees. He became the most pro-life president ever because he listened to the right pro-life people. And RFK has indicated he will do that. He could disappoint us. And we're sitting here kicking ourselves going, another typical Kennedy. But he has come a long way from his previous position of just no restrictions on abortion and walking the party line. He started to rebel from the Democratic Party line at abortions through 40 weeks. And he got criticized for it. And so he kind of went back to it, but he's come off of that. And I think that he can be influenced in the right direction. And even if personally he supports abortion, I do think that he will follow Trump's pro-life agenda.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good take. Obviously, that's a interesting take, and I'm glad you clarified that for the listening audience. HHS is obviously a huge and a big responsibility. Are there any other maybe picks of Trump that you like or dislike, or that you might be concerned about, or do you feel pretty good about most of the picks that you've seen?
Well, number one, it's a little bit like the NFL draft when you're president, and Trump has talked about that. And other
It feels
presidents have
like it
talked
this
about
time
that.
around. I can't lie to you. I've never cared about cabinet picks as much as I do right now. I feel like I am watching the NFL draft every
Yeah,
time.
and I'm a Cowboys fan, so we've had some draft drama the
Oh,
last, I
poor
don't know,
thing.
30 years.
Poor thing. I'm sorry. Sean.
Very rough fall. It's suffering, but Trump won the election, so we can't complain too much. But overall, I've been very happy. Kash Patel would be what I'm very excited about. Number one, he has the coolest name on earth for any leader of the DOJ, and he has experience there. And I think one of the difficult things with the DOJ, which is so compromised, we're suing the DOJ right now on behalf of our volunteer, Mark Houck, who had his house raided by the FBI in front of his 7 children. But the DOJ has been weaponized, and they haven't been before. We work very closely with the DOJ. We've got a lot of friends at the FBI. We've worked with them. We're the largest pro-life activist organization in the world. We're in 1,700 cities, and they have been our friends until the overturning of Roe v. Wade. We had no issue under Bush or Obama or Trump. And then they overturned Roe v. Wade, and at one point we were getting 1 to 2 inquiries per week from the FBI.
Wow.
That all stopped when we filed our lawsuit against them. I think the targeting of Christians, of Catholics, of pro-life Americans, it's hard to go in there because it can turn into kind of like a witch hunt, like who's the good guys and the bad guys.
Sure.
Having somebody like Kash Patel really helps go in. He knows the players. He can look at cases they brought and know whether they're legit or they're absolutely stupid. And I think he'll be able to clean house not in 2 or 3 years, but in 3 to 6 months. And so I think that's an excellent pick. I'm optimistic. Again, it's the NFL draft. We may be wrong, but as far as going into the season with Kash Patel, I feel very good about that.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I think Kash Patel is one of the most solid picks. And frankly, I believe Pete Hegseth will be for the Department of Defense too. Let me make this statement, let you comment on it, and then I want to move on to this spending boondoggle from the Republicans, no less, trying to work with Democrats. We only have a few minutes left here, but let me circle back to RFK for just a second, because you said something that hit me, and I had to jot it down. It's a sad commentary, Sean. I'm speaking of Sean Carney from 40 Days for Life. It's a sad commentary when we have to say, as pro-lifers, this guy that was, pretty radical when it came to abortion might do a better job than the feckless Republicans and some Christians or whatever that have gone to the Hill that are pro-lifers that didn't really have a backbone when it came to standing up for life. It's a sad commentary.
That is my point. This is coming from my Irish cynical nature, is that RFK is the best that we can get, and I'm actually more hopeful. I mean, what has HHS done for the unborn? Name one thing. Through Bush, through the first Trump era. I mean, HHS has a horrible reputation because of COVID. And so we need a wild card. And Trump's a wild card, and he picked a wild card, and that's RFK. And I think he'll do a good job. I mean, he can't be any worse than anybody else who's been in there.
I know. It's so true. People that are going nuts, I'm like, please. These departments have been a disaster, and they are way too bloated. They have way too much power. They circumvent Congress. It's absolutely insane. So they need to be cut back to size as well. And frankly, he can't do worse than what we've experienced in Washington, D.C. Real quick, because we only have a couple of minutes. Republicans are bristling at Speaker Johnson over this spending bill that's full of handouts. These guys will get to you have to keep Obamacare, but they want to be they don't want Obamacare. They want a 40% pay raise. Also, this I forget what it's called, like this general. What is it called? GEC, the Global Engagement Center, was going to be funded for up to a year. That organization worked on silencing conservatives globally. 1 minute.
Yeah, I think it's a mistake. I don't understand the timing of it either. It just makes no sense. I don't know why they would do this. The Republicans, look, the election was great. We kind of got up to the cliff as a country, and we didn't jump off. I think this stuff is premature. I think they need to wait until they get in office. I don't understand it. I don't understand everything in politics, but Republicans are notorious for getting in there and misusing power or not being prudent on what to say when. And this is kind of a sign of that. I didn't really understand it. I don't understand. And look, what are we, a week out of Christmas? Like, what good does this do? I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, I mean, they can pass a straight up CR. They don't need all of the extra spending. I think the issue is, Sean, that you have Democrats that are allergic to truth, and you have conservatives that are allergic to courage. It is the weirdest thing ever. I'm like, we just got a mandate. I've never seen this type of, this historical landslide, popular vote, electoral college, and you have Republicans all ready to cave. And I, in my opinion, just mess up Trump's term. Anyway, 10 seconds, your last words.
Yeah, it's a mess. I think Trump will fix it. The new year is coming. It'll be a new dawn. I think he'll right the ship.
All right. Sean Carney, 40 Days for Life. God bless you, man. Appreciate you. And you guys, until next time, don't grow weary doing good. God bless you. Hey, Carl Jackson here for My Pillow. Guys, Christmas is only 8 days away. My Pillow is excited to announce that their Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while supplies last. They're famous My Slippers. These haven't been on sale for over a year. They're regularly priced at $119.98, but for a limited time, you can get them for $59.98. And their 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantity, so act fast. They're only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list, from bathrobes to duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. Go to mypillow.com or give them a call at 800-858-0263 and be sure to use the promo code Carl to save on all of MyPillow products. That's promo code Carl. Their flannel sheets are as low as $59.98. Their 6-piece towel set, again, $29.98. And that's not all. They're extending their 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders $75 or more ship absolutely free. MyPillow.com, promo code Carl.